Hello, everybody. This week on our Legislative Legit segment, we're going to talk about a super exciting issue, the valuation of pipelines. I know, hold on to your hats. This is not a big deal for urban districts, I know, but for districts in rural Arizona has been a big deal. And so we want to take a minute to give everybody an update on what's going on in the legislature. So just by way of background, pipelines are centrally assessed property, we call them, which means that the formula broadly for valuing them is set by the Department of Revenue at the state level, and then they're valued by the counties, and the county collects property tax for them, including property tax going to schools. Problem is when people, in this case, a company called Transwestern, disputes the valuation that they're given, and then they win in court that it was wrong, they get to go back to the tax authority and collect a refund. But sometimes that doesn't happen until years later, when the money has already been spent. You can see how that's a problem for not only school districts, but also cities, towns, counties, et cetera. So, but specific to school districts, there's a statute right now that says that if this happens to you and it's a result of a lawsuit, then you can go to the the Department of Education to request an adjustment to your state aid. And we'll talk about that in a second, but that's the current law. And so we have a few bills working through the process that will try to help this conundrum. And the first one has to do with that state aid. So that is Senate Bill 1449, and Lee is going to tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Senate Bill 1449 just passed the Senate this week, so it's on its way over to the House. What it does is it requires the superintendent of public instruction to adjust the basic state aid for a school district in that current year if the governing board requests a recalculation because of a judgment in a prior year that changed the valuation of a centrally assessed property and changed their tax rate. So the important part about this is if this is your situation, this bill would require you to apply to the Department of Education to have them look into that for you. So if you are in the situation, if you're a governing board member watching, keep a watch on this one and see when you'll have a chance to let the department know that you would like to be readjusted for that and make up for the loss.
Yeah, and one of the things going forward, it'll add also decisions of the County Board of Equalization and the State Board of Equalization, which is good. But like Lee said, definitely keep an eye on that. But the current statute does allow it for the current year for court actions. So if you are in that situation, you can go ahead and do it now, but the bill would make it retroactive, make some stuff retroactive as well. So look out for that. The next part of this has to do with helping to minimize this problem in the future. And that is House Bill 2316. And that's actually already been signed by the governor. For that, Rico has the privilege of telling us about it.
Yeah, so 2316 is already chaptered, as Chris said. So what this does is it allows the base value of a centrally assessed property, if it's disputed in court, to be reset. So this basically just makes it so the formula won't swing from one way or another. It kind of stabilizes the full cash value of what these system plants are worth when they value them. And then, Chris, if you wanted to hop in and expand on that a little bit, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, the crux of this issue is whether or not the full cash value of the pipeline is commensurate with what its actual value is. So there's a lot of terms in there, but basically the company contends that the pipeline is routinely overvalued and therefore subject to higher taxes. And so this creates a process where if there's a court ruling on it, which there has been, then you can reset the base value, and that's the value that's used, so that we don't have to keep arguing over the value, is essentially the way to put it. And then from there, no guarantees that things wouldn't happen in the future, but it would bring a lot more stability. So that takes care of the stability issue, but we still have this issue of the past tax overpayments. And for that, Sarah has the potential solution.
Yeah, that's Senate Bill 1603, deals with some of those past issues, and it appropriates $16 million from the state general fund to political subdivisions that paid property tax refunds to the Transwestern Pipeline in 2016, I believe.
Yes, retroactive to 2016 to now. And so yeah, and you can get that. That's great. That's the money, literally the money bill for school districts, because if you're in a small district who hasn't been able to make these payments, or has had to make these payments more accurately, and then hasn't been able to do other things because you had to make them, this will get you some money to be made whole. And hopefully this package together will allow us to put this issue behind us for a little while anyway, and allow our smaller districts to move forward and actually stop having to worry about their budgets in relation to tax judgments. So super fun stuff, really exciting, I know, but important for those of us who live outside of Maricopa and Pima County. So especially Western Arizona. And so that's going to be it for us on Legislative Legit this week. Hope you found that useful. And if you're in one of these districts, make sure to talk to your business official and your superintendent and your council about getting that state aid adjustment. See you later.